Collective. Hey, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at the energy around our health, our well-being, mind, body, soul via the tarot astrology, any channeled messages, as well as some Ayurvedic lifestyle habits, protocols, routines that we can kind of implement to really support our well-being, to support our wholeness. So let's get into it. I hope that you're doing well today. It is happy Saturday. We're in Gemini season. Life is starting to pick up. The pace is starting to pick up a little bit more. And it feels good, maybe for some of us, or maybe I'm speaking only for myself, there might be a little bit of overwhelm. The summertime, I know, depending on where you're located, but it can be very busy. We are about to have a full moon, or excuse me, a new moon in Gemini on the 15th. Gemini represents energy, vitality, momentum, day-to-day communications, etc. And so there's just a lot going on. And it doesn't necessarily mean that astrologically. If anything, I feel like the transits have been rather quiet, or we kind of need to rely on self a little bit more. Maybe there are still frustrations coming up, but it's also things that feel easily manageable. That's how I'm kind of interpreting the astrology right now. And as I'm recording, there is a little bit more support, which is always nice. And basically, that comes through when we're making the right choices for ourselves, when we're honoring whatever we need to be honoring in our life, right? Who we are, our wants, our needs, etc. That's really where that support just magnifies and intensifies as well. It helps us find courage, strength to overcome the harder things so that we can feel good and strong and vibrant. And that's not always easy. Life can be pretty crazy, it can be really wild. We come across a lot of different adventures. And these readings are really designed to just kind of help us find our grounding stability amidst some of those things. I like to start my readings off with an energy cleansing just to kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we might feel blocked or limited. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something like on your heart, on your mind, something you do want spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It really is a great way to personalize these collective readings. You can also skip ahead on the blessing. You don't have to participate, and you'll still receive the good vibes, good energy. If it's not your thing, no worries at all. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Sorry, I'm just making sure that we're up and running as I'm saying my little spiel. But I offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you're interested in more of a rebalancing of self, alignment of your mind, body, soul. I do pranic energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. Because just like I was talking about, when we're in alignment with self, when we know self, when we're grounded in self, that's really where we're tapping into our happiness, our fulfillment, our abundance. It's also what makes the harder things not so hard, right? And I would love to help support that for you in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, patience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, spirit guides, Guardian angels, mama love. All right. So I'm picking up like some stubborn energies, some energies that feel like you just can't shake or that you can't get rid of, whether it's a person, people, situations, or this is just like habits, thoughts, beliefs about yourself, about what you can have and deserve, or directly related to your wellness. Like, you know, the things we think about, the opinions we have, the judgments we have about our body, about our well-being, about what our body is able to do or what it looks like, etc. It feels like there is some weight or things are popping up for you that do feel like dead weight, because I was also hearing distractions. Yeah. I swear I did not even look at this card too. So it's so funny because overarching energy as forget me not, it does definitely feel like there are energies around you that are still vying for your attention, your time, not wanting to let the past be the past, having a hard time to let go. Perhaps you're still sorting through what that is going to look like moving forward for you. Maybe you haven't even made certain decisions. Like I'm hearing some boundaries have been set. Yeah, but there still is this deep dive that you have to do. Diving helmet. This is, it is a deep dive, but it's also kind of like our life support energy, where we get our sustenance from. And as there are certain things that are passing away, people, relationships, dynamics, thoughts, beliefs about self, there still is value that certain things bring to the table. And there might be aspects that are revealed that help, or things that maybe you're just not. I mean, I'm hearing this in twofold. Like things that are being revealed, yes, to give you more insight, clarity, understanding. But I also am hearing this blindfold as blind spots. Things that maybe you weren't taking into account, things that you were missing. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think sometimes the blind spots are our learning lessons, and that might not be a bad thing. It might be it might just be things that like still need to be cleansed and purged from your energy with the moth. The moth is the shadow self, or its representative. It's very similar to its cousin, the butterfly. But the butterfly is all about like resurgence and transformation, and it has a really powerful energy, and it's magnificent, right? It's light, it's beautiful. There's all these different colors, etc. And the moths are just the complete opposite of that. It is transformation, but it's also transformation, or it's often transformation from that space of shadow self. When we have to deal with those aspects of ourselves that maybe we're not being so aware of, that actually do end up affecting our life as a whole. And I do see you releasing some of those things, a lot of those things, actually. I think some of them are still coming up. But also, as I'm saying this, I'm hearing it's empowering you as much as maybe aspects of it can be disappointing, like, oh, it's more just like, oh, that's still there, or I still have to deal with that. That's how it feels. It's not this completely out of left field. It's more an annoyance. It's more of a frustration. I thought I had overcome that, or I thought I was more aware of someone or something and the way that it affects me, the way that it actually affects my well being. But it's also becoming fuel, it's also becoming inspiration. And as I'm saying this, I'm remembering right now in the astrology, Venus is entering into Leo. So it's a great opportunity for us to kind of dive into our passions, the things that we love, the things that make us feel good and beautiful. It's a great time to invest in self care. especially in your outward appearances. Not that it has to be vanity. I don't like pick up that vibe. It's not about vanity. It's about just beautifying oneself, right? The investment that we put into self. And I think maybe some of this stuff is coming up so you can recognize how it might make you come across, or aspects of yourself that do need to be reined in a little bit more. I like this transition. Transition in the outside environment, things are moving forward. It does feel like it's coming off a space where you feel strong and grounded in self. 10 of coins is like a really solid place for you to be in right now. Even if you are feeling stretched thin or maxed out on a certain level, because there might be things like this stuff is never easy. This stuff is always comes with reflection, introspection. It's not easy to look at some of these tougher places. It puts you in a space where you do have to be honest about self and about what changes do need to be made, but those changes are happening and you are making those changes and you are putting strong efforts forward. And I think it's showing. I think I'm saying this not because it's about external validation, but I'm hearing for you, it's about like you acknowledging it to yourself. You acknowledging it to yourself. I'm a little concerned about this moth. Hold on a second. Okay. But there might be some toxic things that are you still need to contend with. And that's the challenge, right? Like I think that as much as you are seeing these, like your efforts paying off, there are these underlying undertones where it's like if you're dealing with people, it's like, well, I'm going to make collective work for it or whatever, right? It kind of just has these negative vibes around it with the 8 of Cups. Someone is recognizing that transition, someone, something, and it can be in a lot of different places in your life. Like transition is inevitably happening. And someone, something is having a hard time releasing the toxicity or the way the dynamics used to be set up. We get comfortable, we get used to certain habits and patterns, and it looks like someone has to let go. And because of how you're showing up present day, you're like, I feel like you're not being as easily moved by your environment. You're standing strong. 10 of coins is like one of the best cards in the deck. It's all about our wealth, our legacy, what we're leaving behind, the stability, what we've created for self. It has a very just abundant energy surrounding it. And that's what you're exuding. And I think that might be affecting some people or things, situations a little bit. Maybe not really liking it. I don't know. Because it looks like there are things that you're walking away from actively. And I think appropriately so. But again, that does look like that's a test and challenge for people, or even just for self, right? For those patterns that we create. And it does look like some of this challenge isn't necessarily done and over with. I think a different approach is being looked at, but not necessarily from a lens of a healthy perspective. I think you're gearing up for something. Like it does kind of look like, and maybe it's unbeknownst to you, maybe you can even just feel it energetically, but it does really feel like there's a big shift and a big shift happening behind the scenes that perhaps it might look a little bit bleak on the surface, and it might just be because of who and what you're dealing with. Something, someone who's like triggering old stuff, places that you like, there hasn't been forgiveness, there hasn't been healing, there hasn't been understanding. And so stuff gets brought up, or it's just like things we kind of gloss over. We think that we've already moved on from, and somehow they're resurfacing once again. And it looks like it's being packaged a little bit differently. There's opportunity to re-engage with something. Perhaps it looks a little bit pretty on the surface. We have to be careful about that energy, specifically as it relates to that Venus in Leo, because Venus in Leo just like loves to be pumped up, loves to feel good, loves to, and if people are kind of like communicating that back, obviously, yes, we love encouragement, validation, etc., but we want to make sure it's coming from the right space. And that's where we'll see with this Page of Coins, what comes up is Knight of Cups, Two of Cups, and Nine of Swords. So someone's really stressing about the transition that is happening. And honestly, I mean, on my end, it doesn't look like you're the person that's feeling the stress. If anything, it looks like you're the individual that's making choices to continue to further that, to continue your advancements. And it's working out, and it's moving well. And yeah, like I think where people or whatever are having a hard time, where the resistance is popping up for you, whether it is within self or from outside individuals, situations, of course it's going to make you emotional. And it might not be something you completely expected to encounter, but it happens, right? And life is a lot of the ebb and flow. I'm hearing there's going to be the good, there's going to be the bad, and we kind of just have to find a happy medium. It doesn't always work. It's even just, I feel like the energy this week, or I can say in my own life, it's been so busy. I've not been able to do like one thing for myself. It's been driving me bonkers, and then I'm not able to invest in certain things that I love to invest in, like the channel. So I apologize for my delay, but my lesson is like learning to be okay with that, right? And recognizing sometimes there are things that are popping up that we just can't control, that we do have to pay attention to. But also, as I'm saying this, like I'm reminded of that first channeled message. There's that value of like not letting it be the distraction component, and continuing to like vibe in this grounding and stability. And yes, you might have to contend with things that feel a little bit heavy, but at the same time, you will move through. The pendulum swings to the other side, right? Six of Wands. So someone's moving from the Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands. And for you, Queen of Pentacles, I like this. You're stepping into a new role. I feel like this is a level up, a new role in your own life. And specifically like the people and the dynamics that are closest to you, whether this is family or like business that you're investing in, your own wellness. You're coming from a place where you're feeling really stable and really grounded in self, and you're getting what you want. This is like really powerful. I feel like there's a lot of this energy this week of, it's a lot of illusion. And as I'm saying that, I'm reminded how, what was it? I think it was Mars was tensely aspected to Neptune. It doesn't look like that right now though. We had some tension with Neptune, and maybe not right in this moment, not in this chart that I have pulled up right now. So I might be misquoting this, but it's basically that value, like, don't let the illusion distract you or like push you off course or make you think what is happening in your life is not happening, because what is happening is very strong. It's very powerful. It's very beautiful. And I think you're feeling very secure in self. I think you continue to become more secure in self, even though there are like emotions being triggered. Well, even the moon is illusions, and that's in your blocked energy right now. And this does feel like things that are getting triggered within you, that you're just trying to tame those forces, but you're doing it. I think that's the hardest thing is no matter how like strong and grounded and whatever, like in self we are, things are still going to come up that trigger emotions that we do have to contend with. And it's not about those emotions being triggered. We kind of have to just sit through the uncomfortability of it. And that's what you're doing. But there is another side, right? Like you are going to come out on the other side. And it looks like you do. And it looks like you do in a really stable way, no matter whatever, whomever is trying to throw something at you. I'm going to clarify this moth real quick. I just feel like this is like someone, something, it's like bad behavior, right? Like it feels like defiance. It feels like, well, if you're going to do this, then I'm going to do this with the Six of Wands. The moth is shadow self, like we talked about. There's the Tower. And you have Page of Swords in your energy. So some type of communication getting exchanged when whatever this offer gift is that's being offered to you. You know, it's someone, something kind of calming down or trying to present that they are. And it just doesn't really look like that, you know? But again, like when it comes to our health and well, it's like whatever is triggering you, it's forcing you to create more stability in self. And I feel like something is running out of options because you're getting stronger, because it's harder to infiltrate. And yes, you might have to ride the waves of emotion, but you're doing it, you're able. And there are opportunities. Like I'm hearing, I'm going to clarify this map, but I think like either you're stuck in your surroundings or you feel stuck. Right now, Mars is in Taurus, so that makes sense. Like we're not, as much as the first card was the Six of Swords, which is signaling transition, at the same time, it feels like we're moving at a snail's pace. And it feels like we're not really getting the results. And I've actually like talked to so many people, friends, clients, you know, I've seen it on via other readers. It's just like it's the nature, like things just aren't moving in the way that we want, or we're getting caught up in like the drama, the toxicity, right? When we are feeling rejected, someone doesn't want to deal with us or is making us feel a certain kind of way. Well, that's a blessing in disguise, right? I just had this conversation with someone the other day. It's a blessing. Like, why do you want to be around that toxic energy, right? And we forget those things. Rejection is redirection. And I think it's, you know, I'm not harping on you for it because honestly, we have the moon and it makes sense why you're feeling the way that you feel. I think good things are manifesting though, and I do think some of this blindfold is about being patient in the process, like taking your time little by little. I do think you have to explore other options. As I'm clarifying that, the Three of Cups and the Chariot fell out. So this is new community, this is new support. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe you're not able to, maybe certain people just like don't get what you're doing or who you are or how you kind of operate in your life. And so you need to kind of open up the channels of connections that you do have, really connecting and vibing with people that like do speak your language. You don't have to have the same beliefs and whatever, but that helps. Yeah. You know, it helps. Obviously, we don't want to be at each other's throat. There's a lot of that in the modern day. We don't need any more of that. It's, I don't know, it's a weird energy in the way that there are still things that are calling you from the past. There are still things that are kind of like not holding you back, but that want you to remember them. That's how I hear it. Again, whether it's a person, a situation, a dynamic, a pattern, the way you feel about yourself, it's calling to you. And I think you just don't, I don't know if you're just not resonating with it in the same way because you feel really good with where you're at. even if, right, not all your goals have manifested, or like I said, like I'm really busy, stretched thin. It's really hard to be in those spaces. But it doesn't mean that life is not stable and abundant and prosperous and beautiful. And I feel like you are living out of that vibration. That's what it looks like. And it looks like that's paying off for you as well. You might have some resistance over here. We've been seeing this a lot. I feel like I hope that the readings don't come across the same every time, because I feel like I've been repeating this message for a hot minute. But like I said, with Taurus, or Mars and Taurus, it does make sense with the slowing down of the pace. And Mars really doesn't like being slowed down, right? Mars would rather have its way. And that is a little bit of a challenge, and it's only halfway through. So there's that. Childlike play, have a little more fun, And here's the thing, I don't think that you're not. I just feel like it's the distractions, it's the illusions, it's the things that pop up, or those mental tapes that play in the back of the head that are just like trying to gaslight you into believing something when it's not even true. It's not even true. And being a little more lighthearted. We need that in life. Laughter is such good medicine. It just helps shift the energy, right? It helps shift the energy. I was dropping my son off at school the other day, and he kept jinxing me. He kept trying to get me to say stuff, and he was really good at it. And he would say, "Jinx, buy me a Coke." And we were just laughing so hard because it was almost very obvious that he was doing it, but I kept falling for it. So it's good. It's that type of stuff is good. It just gives it simplifies the heaviness, the weight, the BS. Yes, we got to pay attention to that stuff, but we don't have to live in it all the time. Because it is about having our inner resources, right? And I feel like you have had to have your inner resources in a lot of different areas. Maybe you've been working to build those. Maybe you've been working to kind of like find a little bit more balance and strength within those as well. Because if we don't have, it just always reminds me of like the life-saving devices. If we don't have our mask on, how can we help other people? If we don't have those internal resources, if we're not stable in self, then how can we give to others? And there is this balance of work and play, having fun, keeping it lighthearted. I think when these moments of like we're a little bit blindsided, we're not expecting certain things. I think when they pop out of the woodwork, it can be a little bit harder, right? It does challenge our inner stability, but we're also able to find that support when we do kind of go have some fun, right? You don't have to be wild and crazy, but just this value of like casting the worries aside, letting things be good, relaxing. And usually that helps us re-regulate. It helps us get a lot more clear on the things that can feel very emotionally triggering. It helps us have better grounding, stability, balance within self. So we're not letting external things throw us off course, even if we're not expecting it. All right, last card, close it out. Ascending Spirit. Oh, I love the sea, the level up that I was talking about earlier. That's what this is all about. Like your energy is really, things are like you feel good, you feel strong and stable and grounded. Sorry, I don't mean to be redundant. I gotta find some other adjectives, but like it has this energy of just feeling a lot more balanced within self. um I think you're getting a better handle on certain aspects of your life, and it is helping you evolve. It is helping you level up. I think you're seeing the fruits of your labor, even if there are things that are kind of throwing you off course, or even if there are things that are going to change up the tune, that are going to kind of throw. We did get the Tower. I don't think that this is like a bad thing for you per se. I'm not seeing it as that, because again, you're like earth energy all across the board. Whether you're an earth sign or not, have earth in your chart or not, but you just feel like whatever you've built for yourself, it feels really stable in this moment in time. And I don't feel like whatever this is coming in is about a shakeup for you. I feel like this is more related to like something that might not be getting their way or might not get the results that they want with you. And not your problem, not your fault. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always, especially if you've made it this far in the reading. No, it really just like helps the channel. It helps support me. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring my way. It totally blesses my heart. And I hope these readings do resonate with you. Definitely drop comments below if they do. I love to hear, I love to connect, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate, like I say, all the love and support always. I should be live tomorrow night. My shorts are going to be a little bit off. I don't know exactly how that's going to look, but I should be getting things back up and running on the channel moving forward. I just have a few other hurdles to climb over before I get there, but I should be live tomorrow evening. I will make sure to post it as well on the community board. All right. Thanks so much for your time, energy, all the love, all the blessings. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.